Hi everyone, it's Boruto back with another video. Today, I'm going to power scale Kawaki, my favorite character from the Boruto series. Without wasting any more time, let's get into the power scaling part. Let's go in chronological order first. The people that Kawaki fought with his new karma are Borushiki and Limiter's Code. So we should start by scaling Limiter's Code first to see where Kawaki sits at. Even when he still had his limiters on, Code was always portrayed as a special foe. Code, like Kawaki, was the only other kid who survived Jigen's experiments. But instead of getting a regular black karma like Kawaki, he got a white one which doesn't let any otsutsuki resurrects, but it keeps the power increase effect of it. After getting the white karma bestowed by Jigen, a strange phenomena happened to Code. Code became so strong that his power exceeded even the one of Jigen. Almost every member of Kara has had their body remodeled in order to strengthen it, but it was the exact opposite in Code's case. Amada had to place limiters on Code's body in order to keep his formidable strength in check and to avoid the undermining of Jigen's position as a leader of Kara. Even with his limiters on, Code was considered Jigen's strong right-hand man. When Boruto and Kawaki were discussing about the possibility of Boruto placing a real karma mark on Code, Kawaki stated that Code wasn't like the others, implying once again the fact that he's special and that he was stronger than Delta and Boro. When Code was trying to free Ida, he thought that if Ida would have tried to disobey him, he would have been able to dispose of her easily as per Jigen's order, meaning Code thought that he could take on an opponent stronger than Jigen even with his limiters on. However, we can say this is just Code being cocky because the point of putting limiters on him was to make him weaker than Jigen. So, yeah, limiters. Code was just being cocky and impatient when he thought he could deal with Ida. While Code was trying to get info on how to remove his limiters, he stated that at his current power, he could have been able to kill Naruto and Sasuke in a 1 versus 1, but he wanted to spare himself from unnecessary hardship. That's important because Code didn't know that Naruto and Sasuke got nerfed after the Isshiki fight, and the last intels he had on them were when they had Sage of 6 Pards mode and the Rinnegan. So yeah, Code thought that in a 1 versus 1 he could have beaten Naruto or Sasuke at their top no Baryon mode. During the training session of New Team 7, Kawaki thought that by using conventional training methods, they would have needed 5 to 10 years in order to catch up to Code, proving again the difference in their strength and the gap from the other Kara members and him. Kawaki thinking that is important because Kawaki and the New Team 7 fought against the Kara Boro, so Kawaki knew how strong Kara were and specifically how strong Boro was. And he still thought the difference between them was so massive that 5 to 10 years of training were needed to catch up to him. When Amada was trying to convince Kawaki to let himself reconstruct a new karma, Kawaki asked him if Naruto stood any chance against Code. Amada, one of the smartest characters in the verse, thought that Sage Mode Naruto would have probably lost to Code in a 1 versus 1. When Code and Ida were discussing about when to attack Konoha, Code reconfirmed the fact that he could probably take adult Naruto, no Baryon mode, and adult Sasuke with the Rinnegan in a 1 versus 1, implying again the fact that he's insanely strong and above their nerfed versions. Kishimoto made an extra effort to hype him up narratively, since he made all the 5 great nations look like incompetent kids since they had so much trouble dealing with one single person. Another thing that Kishimoto made sure to do was adding the Kawaki and Amada's conversation about nerf Naruto losing to Code almost every chapter in order to push that narrative even further as time went on. A stronger version of Karma Boruto than the one that fought against Boro wasn't able to do anything to Code. And keep in mind that Code was fighting this Boruto in base form. After playing with Karma v1 Boruto, Code decided to use his white karma, and what happened after was a one-sided stomp in Code's favor. By beating up Boruto, Code forced him to use his true karma essence. And that's where the Code's downplay begins, but now we are going to see why the downplay limiters Code gets is absurdly stupid. For some reason, people treat true karma essence Boruto like a weak character. Just because he is Boruto, he can't be strong, but that's absolutely ridiculous. We know that by using the true essence of the karma, you are basically extracting a large chunk of power from within the otsutsuki in you. And guess who is the otsutsuki from whom Boruto is taking power? Momoshiki. The same Momoshiki who was fighting Naruto and Sasuke simultaneously, and they both needed to team up with their Kurama avatar plus Susanoo in order to take him down. And no, Naruto and Sasuke being at their 50% is a false narrative that has been spread long ago in the community. In the manga, it was never implied how actually weakened Naruto and Sasuke were in the fight with Momoshiki. In the anime, it was implied that Momoshiki had finished absorbing half of Kurama's chakra before Sasuke, Boruto and the Cages arrived to stop him, but that doesn't mean Naruto was at his 50% strength, since his base chakra was intact, and the 10% chakra of every other Bijus inside him too. Where is the implication that Sasuke was at his 50%? We saw in Naruto Gaiden that when Sasuke used his abilities mainly opening portals too much, the Tomoes on his Rinnegan disappeared, but against Momoshiki he had all of them. Yes, Sasuke teleported 8 persons to Momoshiki's dimension, but we don't know the exact amount of chakra he lost, but since his Rinnegan had all of his Tomoes, he was surely above 50% chakra. No, Momoshiki isn't fodder. Naruto and Sasuke had to team up in order to defeat him. They weren't at their 50% but above, and the novels implies that when they work together, their power is even stronger. Yeah, Momo is a beast. And code fighting equally, with true Karma Essence Boruto, is not an any feat for him, as Boruto was able to use a large chunk of power from that same Momoshiki. I said TKE Boruto was equal to code before, but let's take a deeper look into their fight real quick. The moment Boruto got up after activating his true karma, Code was shocked to see that Boruto was using that much power and keeping intact his consciousness and control of his body. After that, Boruto and Code had an exchange of blows, in which Boruto this time was able to overpower Code. After TKE Boruto sent Code flying, Kawaki was shocked by Boruto's power and was asking himself how was it possible that Boruto was the one in control of his body. Ida confirmed the fact that Boruto was actually channeling Momoshiki's power, but he was in control of his body, thanks to the meds he was taking. Code got pissed after Kawaki declined his offer to go with him, so he started to go all out on them, especially on Boruto. They were then showed to be equal, and Boruto was almost able to fatally injure him, with a vanishing Rasengan, due to his better battle IQ and better proficiency at fighting, since he's an experienced ninja. That's where the important statements and feats for limiters code end. But now let's do a little recap to see in simple terms how strong he really was. As we saw, Code was stated stronger than Delta, the same Delta that was going toe-to-toe in a taijutsu battle with 6 paths, Sage Mode Naruto. People often use this scan of Kawaki to say that Naruto wasn't going all out and he was holding back the entire time. However, the context of this scan and sequence as a whole is clearly talking about Naruto's taijutsu skill to control the flow of the fight so that the kids don't get hurt. Kawaki clearly explains this and even states that if Boruto interferes, he's going to stop Naruto from going all out, which indicates, without Boruto's interference, that Naruto is going all out against Delta. People often try to say that Naruto was holding back because he said this. However, this doesn't make any sense because the full context of this is in reference to Naruto's Rasengan. In the previous chapter, Naruto overloaded Delta with his Rasengan and made her unstable, which means that Naruto could have done whatever he wanted to her. The fact that Naruto used a giant Rasengan on Delta means that his physicality alone was not enough to finish her off. The fact that Naruto was shown to be tired, and he even said that he was going all out himself, indicates that he was in fact trying against Delta. Even external material supports this. As stated here, Naruto was using his full chakra capacity, so he was indeed going all out. It's a Naruto trait to go all out and fighting at his strongest. If it's for protecting peoples he cares about, Delta almost killed Himawari and disintegrated Kawaki's arm, so again, that proves he was angry and that he was going all out against Delta. It was implied another time that Naruto had a hard-fought battle against Delta, and that Kara members possess battle strength that is equal to the one of the Hokage, Naruto. So, in the end, with all that said, Code should scale over or be equal to 6 paths. Adult Naruto, even with his limiters on. Let's see why all that is important. After his fight with Borushiki ended, Kawaki fought with that same limiters Code, and he stomped him pretty badly. Code himself stated that he was being completely overpowered by Kawaki, and if he kept going on like he was doing, he would have died to him. That's important because, as we already saw, Limiter's code was on 6 paths Naruto's level. With Kawaki being able to completely overpower him, we can say that Kawaki in his Karma V2 form is substantially stronger than 6 paths Naruto. The only reason why Code is still alive is because he pulled Demon through his claw marks, and the same demon reflected Kawaki's Karma blast back at him. So, Boruto and eggs. Is Kawaki just stronger than 6 paths Naruto? Well, actually no, the scaling doesn't end there. Let's check the last but not least part. When Amada was explaining to Sumaya the process to reconstruct Kawaki's Karma, he said something very interesting. We know that Kawaki's body is 80% otsutsuki at that point of the story. Amada gave us a perfect description about Kawaki's situation. He's 80% otsutsuki, and inside of him is laying Isshika's otsutsuki strength waiting to be used. As Amada said, Kawaki still had the house that Isshiki built inside of him. The house in this case was Ishika's power. He just needed the door to be built back to tap into that power. The door in this example was the Karma. As we know, Amada was able to reconstruct that door, that is Karma, and Kawaki in his fight against Borushiki was able to tap into that 80% of Ishika's power. Many people use the fact that Borushiki has shown relativity to that Kawaki in order to downplay him, but that's completely wrong. Borushiki that time was stronger than in every other occasion we saw him. The first time Borushiki appeared was after the fight with controlled Boro, before Sarada defeated him with the Chidori. Boruto stated that he was almost out of chakra. Then Boro started to go crazy after Sarada destroyed his core, and Boruto, on top of being exhausted, took a heavy beating from that same Boro. So no, the Borushiki that was playing around and throwing Boro right and left was at his weakest. He even stopped moving mid-air because his body couldn't move anymore without chakra, but he was still beating around Boro even before absorbing Naruto's chakra. Another fight Kawashiki and Borushiki downplayers like to use to downplay said characters is the one between Borushiki and Sasuke after Ishika's death. They will tell you that Borushiki was running away from an out of chakra, no Rinnegan, and injured Sasuke. But what they will not tell you is the fact that Borushika's chakra was limited and very low at that moment. The first 2 times that Momoshiki took control of Boruto's body was because Boruto was low or out of chakra. And in Naruto we know that generally more chakra with good chakra control means stronger. Here are some other examples for skeptic people. Sakura got faster versus Aino when he focused her chakra on her feats. Kakashi in the war performed said feats while amped with Naruto's chakra. And lastly, Hinata was repelling Tentail's hands while amped with Naruto's chakra. The third time that Borushiki appeared was stronger than ever. He was almost at full chakra, and he took control of Boruto's body thanks to the effect of Amada's pills. This version of Borushiki was able to go toe-to-toe with Kawashiki, the same person that was using 80% of Ishika's power, and only lost because Boruto slowed him down when he started to regain consciousness. We even got some juicy statements in that same fight about Kawaki having the same powers as Isshiki, and the code statement about Amada trying to make Kawaki a second Isshiki. After the big fight ended, we got other statements here and there in the next chapters, such as Naruto not having the power to keep Kawaki in check any longer, Kawaki being the strongest in Konoha, and him being an entity that Konoha cannot control anymore. And lastly, we have another statement of Kawaki being too strong, that nobody can keep his power in check, and the fact that Shikamaru thought that with Kawaki and Boruto, the leaf could have posed resistance against Code, a threat stronger than Jigen. With all of that said, current manga Kawaki should be near Jigen in terms of power, or slightly above. And the only characters that can beat him right now are Demon and probably Limitless Code too. In terms of attack potency, Kawaki should be Universal Plus, since he's in the same tier of power as Jigen, the same Jigen who was able to bully Prime Naruto and Sasuke before Baryon mode, which both scales over Kaguya individually. As I explained in my other video, Kaguya had the power to destroy and recreate a whole space-time, which is a 4D construct, therefore she should scale to Universal Plus and consequentially Kawaki too. And yes, the dimension would have gotten destroyed had they not stopped Kaguya, since Kakashi stated that if she enlarged her Etso, they wouldn't have been able to come back to that dimension. And we know that Naruto characters can live, breathe, and fight in space. So what Kakashi intended was the fact that the entire dimension would have gotten destroyed, and not just the planet. It was even stated that she created her dimensions, and it's not a mistranslation, since Organic Dinosaur, a native Japanese speaker, was the one who translated that data book, and she even translates Boruto chapter spoilers currently, so she's a reliable source. And it's not like she could assemble them. Like the Google Translate definition says, since it's impossible to find lava, ice, sand, acid, and a world full of gravity randomly floating into the universe. What Kishimoto did was using figurative language, something he did frequently in his work. He used the term tsumugu to indicate the fact that Kaguya created and not assembled them. For his speed, Kawaki is easily faster than light, since even as kids, Naruto and Sasuke showed FTL feats. Both Naruto and Sasuke were able to follow Heika's movements between his ice mirrors. Haku was stated to be able to move at the speed of light in between his mirrors. A way stronger Sasuke, with a way stronger Sharingan, couldn't follow Kyuubi and Naruto's moves, meaning Naruto at that point was moving faster than Haku. However, when Sasuke awakened his third Tomo, he was able to follow Naruto's moves and fight him. Naruto then went one-tail Kyuubi cloak, and once again Sasuke could barely keep up with him, even with his curse mark stage 1 activated. Part 1, Kakashi was able to react and block Itachi's water bullets, which were stated to be faster than light. In Shippuden, a V1 Lightning Cloak Reikage, who was holding back to match a fatigued Killer Bee in speed, was stated to move at the speed of light while using his lariat. Light speed feats in Naruto are so common that in Naruto Retsuden, a base adult Naruto who was sick and couldn't even mold chakra was able to dodge a laser beam made of photons, the same photons which are made by light. At their top speed, Naruto or Boruto characters are easily in the MFTL plus range of speed, since we have a feat of Momoshiki being able to absorb chakra from outside of his dimension, which was calculated to be 15 trillion times the speed of light. As for his durability, it should be the same as his attack potency, since he was able to tank his own attack when Demon reflected it back at him, and he was able to take blows from Demon, who is even stronger than him. Now we should talk a bit about his hacks and abilities, which are probably the most insane thing about his arsenal. Kawaki can instantly spawn rods into the enemy's body. These rods paralyze you and suck away your chakra. Naruto needed the help of Kurama to shack them off, or else he couldn't have been able to free himself alone. And yes, these rods would work in cross-verse battles too, since chakra is just a mix of physical and spiritual energy. If the other character has either of them and gets hit by these rods, he's pretty fucked. Kawaki can teleport enemies into alternate universes and leave them there, like Jigen wanted to do initially with Naruto. He can absorb every kind of attack thanks to the karma. The only exception are attacks that use matter already present in nature. Next, Kawaki can shrink himself with his Sukuna Hikona. This jutsu renders you so small that Naruto, the same person that could sense Madara's limbo clones, which were present in a distant world, couldn't sense Jigen while shrunken. Kawaki can stab his enemies with small or imperceptible rods and then enlarge them. That would cause fatal injuries to the opponent without him even realizing what happened. Kawaki would even be able to absorb attacks with his karma while shrunken, like Jigen did against Naruseisu. He should be able to open space-time portals and teleport mid-fight. Kawaki can retrieve rods from his Daikokuten dimension and use them to shield himself from the enemy's blows. Remember that these rods were able to block a sword slash from a bloodlusted Rinnegan Sasuke. Kawaki can seal his enemies like Jigen did with Naruto. The seal was so strong that Jigen thought that Naruto couldn't have been able to free himself from it alone. Kawaki and Boruto were able to free Naruto from that sealing pot just because they used a space-time ninjutsu. Kawaki can mark his opponents with the karma and reincarnate in their bodies, and as stated multiple times in the story, the otsutsukification, it's an irreversible process. Another crazy thing Kawaki can do is shrinking himself and entering the enemy's body. Then he can either kill them from the inside or taking control of their brains by living like a parasite in their bodies, like Isshiki did with Jigen. The only exceptions to Kawaki's Sukuna Hikona are living things. Other than that, he can practically shrink anything his eyes comes in touch of. He can store practically anything in his Daikokuten dimension. This time living beings are not an exception, as Kawaki was able to seal Naruto and Hinata in that same dimension. The insane thing about the Daikokuten is the fact that to seal his enemy, Kawaki just need a glance of him. Once sealed, you can't go back, since time is frozen in the Daikokuten dimension. The only counterplay is having inaccessible speed and being able to travel through dimensions. Kawaki can stretch part of his body and transform them in lethal weapons. Kawaki can summon cubes that are able to squash characters like Naruto. These cubes are so fast that Sage Mode Naruto was able to dodge them in the nick of time, and we saw in my last video that Sage Mode Naruto is still MFTL plus in speed. Other useful abilities he can use are the common fire-style jutsu and the shadow clone jutsu, which could take enemies off guard, especially in cross-verse battle. So let's conclude by summarizing everything I said until now. Kawaki is now the third strongest character in Boruto after Demon and Code. His attack potency is in the universal plus tier range, as well as his durability. As for his speed, he's in the massively faster than light tier range, and for his abilities and hacks, Wheel, he has like a bible of them, some of the craziest ones in the verse. A big thanks for watching. If you reached this point of the video, I ask you to like, comment, subscribe to the channel and share the video with your friends if you want to see more video essays like this one. And also, don't be shy, comment with versus matchups you would like to see. See you next time. Bye.